I'll come back to
Crawling
the
in my
edgening.
skin.
So
He's
yeah,
one for a heal, yeah.
as I mentioned, the throne room gets those lights, but we'll discover later on what they represent. For now, let's just pass
They
in
represent the
this
torture in
secret
us.
panel.
Why did we need to close the door there?
It's optional. I just did it because.
Okay.
But
This
hey,
is
it's
another room.
polite.
This is another room that's dark. Trust me, it doesn't seem to be much, but believe me, it is. First of all,
You
that
got to
rotating.
land on the ledge.
Yeah, and you need to not get on the platform because that rotating thing is gonna kill you if you.
It's gonna kill you.
Oh, so
Yeah,
this is
pretty
where
much.
Mighty Number 9 got that stupid idea to have ledges be...
Jesus. But here's the thing, you actually need to climb up in order to jump on the other ledge. The problem is that the camera, no matter how you position, does not help you.
That's
So
nice.
So you need to wait patiently, try to guess the lucky moment, get up, and actually jump.
Is that thing a one-hit kill?
Not nobody, but since the prince in that case suffers from Belmont syndrome, it
Oh.
will catapult you into the pit.
Wait. Oh my god, it looks like you would fall in there for a bit because of the stupid
Okay,
camera.
let's try.
Yes!
Trust me, at least 20 deaths because of this. It's not pleasant. So there you go, we're back to the throne room with this.
Oh, wait. Wow. A lot must have happened for... Oh, wait, that's right. The Dahar chased us through there.
Not just that, remember, after defeating Karina, an explosion happened. Now, for no reason, apparently, he just investigates the room and is attracted by the throne. Okay. Which, by the way, is very impractical because Karina was human-sized. And apparently, he seemed to notice that the wall behind it. Oh god, that face!
Ugh.
He noticed that the wall is cracked, so let's give it a try.
So why don't we use the sword? Oh, wait, that's right. The sword that can... Wait,
Well, we
this...
were about to use it, but essentially before you can check out a bit room for this optional artwork.
Nice. Is the artwork actually
Open
good?
the door, but first I need to get some artwork.
I actually haven't even checked, Jova, but for a game like this, I wouldn't count my chickens.
Well,
I'm also
actually,
checking in order to get extra sand tanks.
Actually, Tio, imagine this. The concept art is actually better than that of the game itself. Like, you know, that's kind of a thing that tends to happen in games.
Somehow I ignore it because a good example of what you just mentioned, Jova, is the Darksiders series, because they are a professional comic book artist. Because of doing that.
Well, I can just imagine, though. Originally, this was going to be, you know, a proper sequel to the first game, but then at some point in the middle of development, they changed the tone. Because, you know, okay, look, this game feels so half-baked that I wouldn't be surprised if they were originally going for a more proper Prince of Persia, but then when they decided to go the more darker route, that's when everything all of a sudden just went cuckoo, and they had to rush, and here we are.
Know? There's just a portal right behind the throne. So the prince is connecting the dots, he's having an idea.
Why was the
Okay.
prince looking... Oh!
Now the idea of the prince is, if he gets the Mask of the Wraith and unravels his own time to get back, avoids killing Kailina and instead pushes it into the portal,
But the
she
Haka?
will actually kill her in the present, therefore preventing the creation of the sense of time, and thus the Dahaka should disappear because of a paradox.
Wait.
At
Hold
least
on.
this is his reason.
Hold on.
Travel.
So let me get this straight. His plan is to take her to the present and then kill her?
Exactly.
But won't she have already have...
Okay, not just that. You know, old prince, you could just talk to her and not kill her.
Also, just gonna say this right now,
So
wouldn't
this game suffers from knack syndrome.
wouldn't taking her to the present though, wouldn't that mean that she might still be around to make the Sands of Time? And hey, wait a minute, hold on. What happened to that line where he said that he was the one who ended up creating the Sands of Time? Did they just forget about
Because
that?
remember the Jova, by killing Kailina, he is still allowed the sands to be created. Because with her death, the sands got created regardless.
So what's
Why can't we
stopping the
just
Sands of Time from being made with her death in the present?
I have no idea, Jova. Again, the prince is brooding so much in this game that his reasoning is completely off the mark.
I know, right? Like, seriously, who did they hire to write this game?
I actually want to check, because I can tell you already that the original creator of the franchise was not involved with this, and it shows.
Was even the writer from the first game involved?
He was for the first game, and he came back for from the Two Thrones.
Oh, so he wasn't involved in this one.
Yeah, again, Jova. He basically got away for 5 seconds. They fucked up his original creation, and then he was forced to go back to fix it.
So, what about the guy who made the very original Prince of Persia game?
So what the hell happened with the movie? So what the hell happened with the movie then?
Brain farting, kind of like the same of
Or just
Mr.
not
Max.
caring. Or just not caring.
Anyway,
of Sakaguchi and Chris Roberts.
all right, let me check. There were 2 writers for this. Corey May, which is actually has worked on the Assassin's Creed franchise, and apparently also on Batman Arkham Origins.
But that story
And
was...
the other-
Oh, go on.
And the others, Donna Wensha from Secret Agent Productions.
Both of those... Okay, I'm not quite sure about Secret Agent Productions, but the... Okay. The Assassin's Creed stories, except for the first one, which was very basic, are, for the most part, overall decent at worst and actually pretty good at best. And Arkham Origins, while a lot of people give that game flack, I will say that the story has more good than bad in it. It's certainly not to the level of this.
Origins, outside of the bugs, Jova, outside of that, the problem with Origins relies merely on the fact that it came right after Arkham City.
Yeah.
Because that game was so good that no matter what they come after, it wouldn't be that much to top. Only Knight, in terms of gameplay and scope, managed to, surclass City. But there was the story, which is another problem for another day and another
Not to mention, even gameplay-wise, Knight fails in a few things. The tank,
I don't know, Jova. I had quite the fun playing with it.
The tank battles, the constant use of the Batmobile that was forced, the inane puzzles.
The main problem with the tank battles to me, Jova, was merely the gameplay and story segregation.
And the boss battles, though. Okay, seriously, Tio, no matter how much you like Knight, you gotta admit, Deathstroke was jobbed in Arkham Knight.
Probably. Well, I'm blaming more Warner Bros. Mandating him rather than Rocksteady actually being willing to include them on their own.
Well, the thing is, like, for some reason, boss fights, which they got relatively well in... what the heck? Wraiths?
This is just a convenient floating arena, and the reason of the prince will be pushing Kailina here to fight her.
Wait, hold on. Wait, he transported to the present, right?
Yeah, he is in the present right now.
Oh, so let me get this straight. He had to come to the past just to look at the throne and think up a plan, so now he has to go back to the present to go get the Mask of Wraith, so we can go back to the past.
Rewind his own one time, then go back to the past, manage somehow, because remember, he doesn't know how to do it, manage to make sure that his past self avoids killing Kailina, and then bring her here to the present in order to kill her. Right here, right now.
Wow.
Like,
I think even Batman would think that plan's too convoluted.
Think for a second. The first game story involved also time travel, but they did it in such a way that it was contained and much more reasonable.
And it was relatively simple. Evil Vizier is doing evil stuff, turning people into sand zombies. You gotta stop him. You've also got an accomplice.
Granted, it may have been a bit too simple in the long run, but for what they wanted to do to reinitiate the franchise and everything, it was practically perfect for what they wanted to accomplish. But to jump to this level of convoluted, this is pretty much like Sonic 06 when you think about it. Like, no instant what. You get barely any comedy at all from a franchise that wanted to be relatively funny based on, in this case, Disney's Aladdin, which is, come on, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Very convoluted and full of plot holes, time travel mechanics.
Oh, don't even get me started. The time-based villain that makes no sense in context of his powers, both Kailina and the Dahaka.
Yeah. And the whole reasoning of the protagonist being completely out of logic, exactly like Sonic chasing the egg carrier on foot.
Or Silver not even helping Sonic to prevent the bad future.
Yeah.
And that's
Like...
just... So, when was this game released?
2004.
2004.
5, yeah, 4.
So
sorry.
this game did it before Sonic.
Well, I remember Jova was trying to beat the hip because of the brooding phase. I forgot, when instead Shadow the Hedgehog got released?
Remember,
Well,
this is back in the day
okay.
when Tokyo Hotel was popular.
Oh god, don't remind me of those.
For those
you
of
know
you
that
young
they're still
out there,
around?
Whoa.
they are?
They are! Bill Collins has completely changed his haircut, it's unbelievable.
Wait, hold on. What are we
Okay,
talking
for
about?
those who are... Okay, yeah, exactly. For those who are young and don't remember, back in the early 2000s, there was this band called Tokyo Hotel, and then they were the prototypical emo brooding band of sorts.
Yeah. And fangirls reacted to them much like with actually you think
however,
fangirls of Justin Bieber did.
They had like a couple years of popularity, and then they completely fizzled out into obscurity. Nobody
Yeah.
even remembers them anymore.
But the problem was, Jova, that those years were actually really palpable with their presence.
Yeah.
Are you on
Yeah.
about a band of some sort?
Exactly. Thanks for proving my
band.
point. Thanks for proving our point, Wibbs.
Basically, too, here's the ironic thing. Despite Shadow the Hedgehog being portrayed marketing-wise as the brooding one, that game, for the most part, wasn't too brooding. Like, even Shadow himself doesn't brood that much in that game, ironically. Again, look, I mean, it's darker and stuff and, has guns and stuff, but it was a game that still remembered it was a Sonic game and had its fair share amount of comedy here and there. It's Sonic 06, the game that doesn't even have all Shadow's stuff.
But Jova, that scene where Knuckles doesn't know how to catch things up in the air is totally hilarious.
I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that any character voiced by Dan Green can't handle a card properly.
Yeah, come on, guys. Oh, and I died.
Wait, how are you supposed to know that was Doom?
No, it was actually visible, it wasn't a leap of faith.
But, yeah.
Anyway, surprisingly enough, we're actually very close to the mask of the Wraith right now.
How convenient.
Yeah, apparently it was just not that far from the throne room.
Weird, though. Didn't he read tablets about how people had found the Mask of Wraith?
Yeah, but when they hid it here, remember, it was the Maharaja's troops when they came here for the Hourglass.
Uh-huh. So,
They essentially found the mask, used them to their own advantage, and then hid it on the eye itself because they didn't want it to be found relatively easily.
it said something that Arkham Origins, which is supposed to be dark, feels more upbeat than this story, and that was done by the same writer. I'm guessing
Remember, that's the game whereas the Joker literally blowing up buildings, and, well, at least he claims no one was there, but, it's a Joker.
He threatens to execute himself and Jim Gordon. Oh, yeah, there's that ever-so-pleasant stuff with Bane, Alfred nearly dying a terrible death, Firefly, who's a psycho.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's the Mask of the Wraith. Alright, CG cutscene to see the free. Are you ready, guys? The Prince becoming the ultimate Brood Master.
Oh,
wait,
great.
even more so than before? Also, wait.
Just watch,
So-
Jova. These ain't Jim Carrey.
So, did that guy just die there in a praying pose with the mask
it's
on?
a statue. Oh no, too much edge! I can't even see what the fuck is going on.
Okay, someone call in Infinite from Sonic Forces. Someone needs to show this guy how it's done with the brooding mask.
No one
And,
cared who I was.
this
So I put on the
thing-
mask.
Okay, no.
So is he about to become
Hold on.
Infinite?
Be ready for the dramatic reveal. It's
No, wait, is he the Dahaka?
Wait
No.
for the reveal.
no. He is that mysterious figure that appeared once in a while that we saw in the past.
Even though that looks nothing like that figure, that's a different face. Come on.
No, actually, no. There you go. When the CG cutscene stops, it's clear.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me
But
that
that's the problem. But that's a tiny problem. If the prince remembers that person actually ended up being killed by the Aka.
Oh.
So we do have a problem here. How do we modify this.
Also, so you're telling me that the artist couldn't be bothered to let the CGI artist know, hey, this is how this guy looks, because seriously, he looks drastically different from how he does in the CGI cutscene. And I'm not talking about quality, I mean, that's like a practically different art design.
For comparison, in like 1 year from this, the Capcom will release Devil May Cry 3, and even in that game, they actually hired one artist from Atlus to design Dante's Devil Trigger mode, and this indeed looks way cooler and way more detailed than this. Also, allow me to explain a second. Now the prince is stuck in this Sand Wraith form. The good news is that you have infinite sand credits, so you can abuse the shit out of your powers. The bad news is you constantly lose health, so you need to be very quick.
So, oh my god, so this is also like Ray and Mighty Number 9. Oh my god, seriously. So many similarities between this game and Mighty Number 9. Did KJ Inafune just really like this game or something?
Has this style of you're constantly losing health as you play the game ever been fun?
Supersonic.
No, but that's maybe you don't die when you run out of rings of supersonic for the most part.
True, except for
Well,
in
to be
final
fair,
bosses.
Dreams, you don't exactly die. You can reach a state, essentially, the prince goes critical health and then just stops. But the problem is, if you're in a room full of enemies, that's not really good choice to be in a situation to be in. The thing is, at least the checkpoints seem to be a bit more generous in this regard when it comes to your path. So you're not exactly in constant danger. The problem is, knowing that you can abuse the shit out of your time powers means also that there are other more bullshit one-hit kill traps.
One-hit kill traps, they save that.
It's not essentially the traps themselves, but the fact that there are a lot of traps positioned exactly in the way to fuck you up and push you into a pit.
Oh, and because you're constantly losing health, that means you're practically in
concentration is
one-hit
screwed
kill.
up, exactly.
Again, it's like with Ray and Mighty Number 9. What the heck is going on here? Did Keiji Inafune go back in time and take inspiration from this game, or did this game go forward in time and they came back?
I normally wouldn't mind because the Prince of Persia franchise has always been about the traps and everything, but this is some serious level of bullshit.
So, Tio, question. Who was the original maker of the very original Prince of Persia games? You know, the 2D...
I forgot the name, but he's the guy again who worked also on Sands of Time.
Oh,
Jordan
snap.
Mensch.
So they thought, you know, the guy who's been doing Prince of Persia since it very well started and helped, you know, transition it into 3D. Yeah, let's not include him in on a sequel.
I don't remember if he actually, you know, led him away or he just decided to step away for a bit. Sorry, but essentially, yeah, he wasn't present for this, and again, it shows.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time Ubisoft has mistreated a dev. Hey, how about that guy who was waiting years and years to work on Beyond Good and Evil 2 and practically had tears in his eyes at Ubisoft E3 2017? What's his name?
Michel Ancel.
Yeah,
the guy who created Rayman, Sonic Travel, and now Beyond Good and Evil. Yeah.
All of which Ubisoft for a long time kind of treated like dirt.
Mm-hmm. And technically, they still are, essentially, in a way.
Really? How so?
Well, in a sense, yeah, we're getting Beyond Good and Evil good, but Rayman is as good as dead by now.
Wait, hold on.
Remember, they did jack shit for his 30th anniversary.
What was the point of the Mask of Wraith if he's still using a portal to go back in time?
No, Jova. You have to understand how this exactly works. You see, the portals are used as teleports. Think of the portals more like as teleports. They just teleports you from the present location to the past location and vice versa. But the Mask of Wraith actually acts like a proper time rewind, one-way time rewind mechanism. Once the prince has garnered it, his time rewinded exactly at the same moment he set foot on the island, essentially.
So it's essentially the dagger from the first Sands of Time's game.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's what I don't get, though. didn't he kind of, fix what he did with the dagger at the end of the first game so as to prevent anything bad from happening?
Tail? Tail?
He's
Yep.
burped.
Oh, okay.
Crud.
Okay, okay, who here knows about this game?
I know a bit about the movie.
No, there's this game.
You've
It
gotten-
sucks.
Aside from
Well,
that, like,
Next thing you'll be telling me that Michael Jackson had a few facelifts when he was alive. I mean, come on, Dwebs.
I'm trying my hardest, okay?
Oh shit.
what?
We're sorry, everybody. This is kind of awkward. Jova, bring us your positivity.
What's there to be positive about here? I mean, this game is kind of BS with its difficulty. There's no fun
Jova,
allowed.
just juggle or something.
But the audience can't see me juggle.
Juggle, damn it! They'll hear you.
But don't worry, Jova. If there's one thing SCWRM taught us is that we should learn to use our imaginations. You can juggle, and the audience can just imagine you juggle.
Of course.
Even better, this is the Prince of Persia. Juggle with swords or something.
So, yeah, this part is complete and utter BS. Let's see, you've got that rolling spike going
I'd
from
say
back to
everyone
forth.
is.
You have to build up enough momentum to get across. Meanwhile, you also have to hang here from there and avoid the buzzsaws, which are moving way too quickly.
Jova, allow me to correct you. Those are not buzzsaws. They're dark energies discs, which will banish you to the Shadow Realm.
But don't dark energy discs have more of a purple aura?
Jova, shush. We're trying
Shush.
to keep up the. We're trying to keep up the mystery and lie and bullshit. I mean,
All those apply.
We're trying to 4 kids this.
Yeah, we're gonna 4 kids the game that was
it's-
purposely made dark.
That's not. Don't worry, guys. That's not blood. He's secretly fueled by red grape juice.
Or ketchup.
Okay. That's one thing I'll give Last Jedi. That movie came up with a rather keen idea of how to have something that looks bloody, but have it not be blood.
Well, usually alien blood is common in when it comes to
No.
that.
I'm talking about how on that salty planet.
Oh,
He
that.
looks like a character from Daikatana.
What?
What
Suddenly,
the hell?
a hippogriff?
Oh,
Dwibs, what's a
okay,
hip?
Sure.
Dwibs, what's a hippogriff doing here?
I
You
don't
asking
know.
him?
I hate the film.
I don't know.
Hey.
He's British. You're in the same country that Hogwarts
You know one
is.
thing I wish Tio could have added if you were able to.
What?
That song from Goblet of Fire where they sing about dancing like a hippogriff.
It's funny because apparently the American wizarding school in the Harry Potter universe is something called 11 Money. God dang.
We have a simpler name because
What's a simpler name?
Yeah. America has the most complicated school name, whereas Scotland has the more simple one.
How ironic.
Yeah, hilarious.
So let's see. Dodge roll, dive out of the way, wait for him to reveal himself. Oh my god, the Egg Wyvern was more intuitive in this boss, and that was a ripoff of Egg Viper. Slow down time. Slash.
Haha. See if you can make it through here, Prince.
I love how the boss
Okay,
doesn't even...
sorry.
I have time travel.
Alright, your time for the boss. So yeah, essentially, Jova, this was the Griffin that, remember, it was in the concept arts of the first game, so they recycled it for this.
This boss battle looks incredibly clunky.
Well, it's mostly because I'm using the time, the time slow mechanic to my advantage.
This boss doesn't even really do much. Like, for some reason, his tail whip
Well, he
attack...
has some he has some attacks, but they're easily they're telegraphed very easily. Dark Soul, this ain't.
Oh, isn't that cute? His helmet... Actually, I think he still lost damage even though you whacked him on the helmet.
Although it's reduced. You can hear by the twang sound.
Well, I know, but the twang sort of implies that it was blocked.
Whee!
Whatever. Anyway,
The fuck.
anyway,
what the fuck?
wait, what?
Yeah, the way he moves around the platform is terrible. Reminder that the first Devil May Cry had a boss like this and it actually moved realistically.
Okay, I'm gonna say it. Sonic 06 had better sustained programming
the
than this.
Wyvern, you mean?
Well, not just that. Sonic 06 as a whole, despite all its glitches and bugs, held together better than this. And that's a game that's random with how glitchy and bad it can be.
Oh, Sonic, I'm creeping through the floor.
But, yeah, anyway,
I can't wait to get going.
Now, the thing I was asking before your burp to you was this. Didn't the prince, didn't the prince kind of undo the events of the first game to prevent anything like this happening?
That's the problem in general, Jova. Okay, here's how it works. The first game happened, but the prince was supposed to, apparently to die because he opened the Sands of Time. As such, the Dahaka was released as the failsafe maneuver. Thus, the prince now is constantly haunted by the Dahaka. So what he decides to do, he decides to go to the source of this, the island where the sands were generated, in order to get to the past there, because remember, he was informed by his consultant that the Empress of Time could have been that way, and go back to the past and prevent the creation of the sands in the first place. Sounds fine enough. But for some reason, the princess translated that to go back to the past and kill the Empress of Time before she generates the sand.
So
what
here's
he didn't
my...
knew,
oh.
what he knew was that the sands would have been generated regardless of the princess now in the past. So his reasoning is, I'm going to use the Mask of the Wraith to rewind time for at least for a bit, get back to the past once more, find Kailina somehow, bring her to my time, and kill her there, so that by killing her there, the sands will not be generated.
Pedro, Time and Eternity suddenly doesn't sound so bad plot-wise now that I think about it.
Yeah, one thing I think is a bit odd. I was looking up the franchise. Is it true that apparently while Ubisoft do own the catalogue of Prince of Persia, they don't necessarily own the IP?
No, they technically own it. The only thing they don't own it entirely, it's the movie, because that was made with Disney of all people.
You know what? I'm just gonna steal one of Cleo's jokes. Hey guys, can you hear that? That's the son of the fox I don't give. Is it magical?
Not just that. I mean,
the sound of fox you don't give are barrels.
And look at getting back to the part of that was previously sealed. Remember, Jova, that room where we needed to activate one of the two levers, but had that room sealed where you actually asked
you've got to be
where
kidding
you were supposed to be. There you go. Now we're coming back from this way.
It was just going to be something that would pad out for waste our time more?
Apparently.
So...
Also, here's the thing, Pedro.
Yes,
normally, I would give a fuck, because to me, on paper at least, as a time travel plot, while convoluted, it's still believable. I've seen way worse time travel stories. But here's the problem. We would have been solved so easily if the prince just talked with Kailina. He went on the island with pure murderous intent, and never even considered diplomacy once.
Well, again, like I just said, this is the knack conundrum.
Wait, what?
The only reason there's even a plot to begin with is because the characters don't even just have a fucking conversation like normal people.
Okay, here's my question.
Not just that, again, this combined with the brooding attitude of the prince makes him so unlikable in this game.
Also, can I bring up a very glaring problem?
The fact that he's made of sand and yet can still drink water, yeah.
Not just that, but also, here's the thing. Okay, he constantly talks about how the sands of time are behind this, yet he never ever thought to maybe use the dagger that wields the sands of time to help him out.
The dagger is in possession of Farah at this point.
Well, why didn't he go back and ask Farah, hey, I need the dagger?
Actually, he gave back to. I remember Farah doesn't know him because of the events of the first game being retcon at the end of it.
Well, just take it back then. Like, seriously, we could easily have an aside. I went to get the dagger because, seriously, if anything could have helped him, the dagger could have helped him in so many ways. It could have helped him as a sign of whether or not the Sands of Time were destroyed because, well, then the dagger would be no more probably if the Sands of Time were destroyed.
The bottom line, Jova, time travel is bullshit.
Doubly so here.
See everybody.